Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we get into one of their records. We break it down. We get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. This week we are doing a spite episode. Somebody on our YouTube channel was talking shit about an old episode, and bitch. that's really why we're doing Stain this week. Just purely out of spite. And some might say it was a bad idea, and we might actually agree. My name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. He has had a costume change, a wardrobe change, I should say.
A costume change?
He has a costume change. That hat is ridiculous. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, it is ridiculous. So while you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And that's all I have for the boring intro. Let's get into this. What are we doing this week, Jeff? Go.
Literally almost fell asleep. Stained. We're doing Stained, and their album it's been a while. No, it's not called Break the Cycle. We're doing Stained's Break the Cycle.
From 2001. The tail end. Honestly, the tail end of nu metal. 2001 really was the tail end of it. This is where some people call it butt rock. Some people call this genre butt rock. Your Stains, your Puddle of Muds, your Creeds,
your Imagine Dragons, and the contemporary
Nickelbacks.
sense.
Imagine. Actually, they are a very butt rock band.
They are,
right?
Which I didn't. I never knew what butt rock meant until this week. Actually, I didn't know that's where it came from. Was rock stations playing nothing but rock, and then they play Stain, Nickelback, Creed, and I was like, dude, that shit sucks. And it sounds like you're saying butt rock. Like that's where that term came from, and that makes sense, but I never knew that until this week.
Yeah, I've heard the term thrown around, but I never thought about it too much until this person. I'm not going to say his name, but we are for sure going to tag him. We're for sure going to tag him, and we're going to send him this video. He's talking a lot of shit on Stain, and the reason why we're doing this spite episode is because this guy who was bitching about our 311 episode, which is good, which is fun, and then we're doing this out of spite for really no reason, and we put ourselves.
That's the thing, though. It's like, dude, 311's not great. Like what? Like people love 311 so much, and extracurrics for sure. 311 does really cool, dope shit. But dudes, all of their records are at best good. Actually, one is good. Everything else is okay, and then they have a couple that I think are fucking bad.
And they have some really great songs on top of it.
They have maybe 10 songs that I would put on a vinyls and press it, and it'd be a fucking banger of a vinyls.
Yes, yeah.
But everything else is I don't give a fuck. But that was the thing. For him to shit talk Stain so much, but idolize 311, what?
And then criticize us for talking shit on 311 too.
Yeah, what?
But anyway, yeah, this is a spite episode.
Is this Earth?
We're just trying to have some fun here, and if you've listened to the ranking episode, there are some gems, there are some good songs. Usually, even with bad bands, there's usually a few songs here and there that are really good that are playlistable. Too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there was some good songs. Me? I did. I playlisted some stuff off Dysfunction, off their second record, and I think their first record is really good. And like I mentioned on the rankings episode, if I saw their first record on vinyl, I get it for $15.
Yeah, if I saw it for a nickel, I'd buy it.
There you go. But a lot of this shit we went over in the rankings episode, we're just trying to come up with things to talk about on this main episode because we're doing Break the Cycle, their third record, and this record is not very good. I mean, okay, let's actually before we get into any first impressions, I got a Coors Light too. I just poured it. There you go, baby girl.
Well, CB, the Coors boys,
with the Coors boys. So let's get into our origin story with Stained. We'll get into first. What?
I was just thinking the Island Boys doing Coors Light. Just the Coors Light boy. I miss the Island Boys.
I know, it's so obnoxious. It's not even funny.
America's Heartthrobs, for sure.
That's them, dude. So yeah, let's get into origin story with Stained. Then we'll get into the first impressions on Break the Cycle. And then go talk about stinkers, bangers, whatever else we got. So origin story, what do you got? Go.
Almost like a Dick Tracy or something in this hat. Very, very mysterious. Very
I know, you look really stupid with that hat.
Actually,
but
very,
I like it.
Very, very kind of Predator with this hat on. That's kind of weird. That's well, because not like cool Predator, Like I'm gonna go to jail for being a predator, kind of.
You look. Oh, you know what you look like when you do that. If you're watching on the video, you look like the neighborhood watch signs that you see on people's streets.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? It's like,
yeah,
the guy is like he's kind of a side
like
profile.
Cloak on or something, shit like
cloak
that.
on. He's got the hat, like the long hat, like that. That's what you look like.
Like a peeping
Anybody
Tom.
living in
Like it'd be like a peeping Tom.
Anybody who lives in America has seen this sign on their street at some point over the last 30 years. Anyway.
Yeah. My intro, my origin story with the Stains is it's been a while. That was the first thing I ever heard, I ever saw. I fucking instantaneously hated it. And the video, all their videos are bad. Their videos start at bad and they get worse, and that's impressive. But yeah, I've hated that shit for so long. I actually listened to some of Aaron Lewis's country stuff this week too, and it was. And I mean,
it's what you'd expect, or
it's exactly what you'd expect. There was one song that the last like 40 seconds was like, "This is America." It's spoken word, just no music. This is America. Maybe there was like a soft like guitar playing in the background. I don't know, but basically, this is America. You know, I will defend it to the death because I love this country. And if you don't like it, then you can leave.
How much of his solo music did you listen to?
I just put on like the Spotify top 5 and just let it play, probably for like 30, 40 minutes.
40 minutes? You listen to 40 minutes of his solo stuff after how much you hated Stained?
Yeah, I listened to fucking like 15 hours of Stained.
That's wild.
But it was very much like, oh, that's why people hate you. Okay, I get it.
He has 5 solo records. I just looked it up right now. 5 solo records and an EP.
It's been a while. It's my intro. I hated it then. I hate it more now. I get why it's popular. I understand because the plebs who just have no identity whatsoever. That's really who butt rock is for, and that's probably for a lot of people, which I guess is fine. But it's people that just have no fucking identity whatsoever. Guys that like golf on the fucking weekends and drink like ultras and shit, and like, you know what I mean? Guys with like no fucking identity whatsoever.
You all you do is drink ultras.
I know. I wish I could golf every weekend.
And yeah, you just described yourself like in an ideal situation.
Guys are like where do you want to go tonight? Let's go to a bar. And it's like because we feel like we have to go to a bar on a Friday, and it's just like, do you play video games? Yeah, I play Grand Theft Auto. Like, oh my god, dude! Like, is there what's your favorite movie? 300, Fight Club. You know what I mean? Like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, it's hard to like articulate without giving like examples. Like with those examples, now we're painting the picture of a pleb, of somebody who likes butt rock, or somebody who's like, who's your favorite band? Oh, I fucking love Stained, Aaron Lewis. Like, that's the type of person. If your favorite movie is Fight Club and 300, you probably like Stained.
I mean, you know, Fight Club is still a pretty good movie. Not the best movie, but it's still a good movie.
It's fine.
Still a good movie.
It's fine. I like 300 way more than Fight Club, but
never mind. I'm not going to say it. Never mind. I'm not going to call this girl out on it, but anyway, yeah. So that's your origin story. My origin story, yeah, is also it's been a while. Maybe I had heard Mud Shovel prior. I mean, I was a new metal kid and teenager, so I really loved this style of music. I know you hated it, so like this is a lot of like you didn't even get into Korn until like 2020, or maybe 2019 or something like that. You got into Korn very, very late. This is not your genre.
But I love Limp Bizkit for like
you do. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Since the dawn of time. But
and
that's
Linkin Park,
about it.
Yeah, and
Linkin Park. The goofiness.
That's fair. But yeah, I maybe I had heard Mud Shovel. Maybe I you know, honestly, I probably heard them originally on the Family Values '99 CD or compilation.
Do you want that CD? Like, if I find it in the wild, do you want me
not
to buy it for
'99? No, I don't. I already have the '98 on CD, and I have the VHS of Family Values '98.
Because I know Bookman's has a Family Values CD. I don't know what year it is, but it's been sitting there.
Is it the one with the baby on it?
No, it's just like
it's the one with the artwork where the girl's like pointing the gun, like the cartoon.
Yeah, it's just like a generic Family Values like artwork.
Huh. I wonder what. There was only like 3 or 4 Family Values. There was 98, 99, 2000, and then 2006 or 07. It was 07 because that was the one that Joey Jordison played drums on with Korn.
Oh, it's this Korn Family Values 98. It's the extra value CD.
Oh, what the fuck's on that?
Oh, it's got
the extra value.
It's got Stuck from Limp Bizkit. It's got Ba Wata Ba from Kid Rock. It's got Incubi on there.
But Family
Spine
Values, what is
Shake.
it? What is it called?
It's
What is
called
it called?
Korn Family Values Extra Value CD. It's from
Values.
98. It's got Push It from Static X.
Oh, so, okay. So this is the. Wait, this doesn't make any sense.
It came free with the Follow the Leader album. You know what? I'm just going to buy it for you.
You know what this is? Do you know what this is? Okay, I know what this is. This is because most of these bands were not on Family Values 98. Like Kid Rock wasn't there, Power Man wasn't there, Cold, Seven Dust, The Urge certainly weren't there. Ultra Spank. No, most of these bands were not on that tour. What I think this is it Immortal Records? I think this is an Immortal Records compilation because Immortal Records used to put out a shit ton of like sampler CDs and stuff like that and sampler singles. So it might be something like that. Oh yeah, it is a sampler. It's a CD sampler.
Here's what this is, according to Discogs.
What this is.
What this is. Here's what this is. Like I'm from like the Savannah, Georgia. Here's what this is.
Yeah, this
is a compilation that I guess Korn wanted, and they picked bands that probably didn't get a lot of recognition, but wanted you to listen if you like Korn in the Family Values tour.
Yeah, and I think at least half of these bands on here were on Immortal Epic Records, especially The Urge, because there's actually a really good song by The Urge, and this band never went anywhere, but they were on a ton of these Immortal Epic samplers. So I think that's kind of what this is. But it looks like it was put out by KPA Records, which I don't know what that is. But yeah, this is most of these bands had nothing to do with Korn.
What the fuck is he KPA
or Family
Records?
Values?
Is he Epic?
Where did I see KPA? Oh, it was a different thing I was looking.
So
it was a different one I was looking.
Here's why I'm going to just buy it for you, because it said you got this free with if you bought Follow the Leader record back in the day. And since you have an OG Follow the Leader record, it would be cool to also have this.
Also have this, yeah. Throw it in there.
I'm going to spend the $5 at Bookman's and buy this for you because I'm such a nice person.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that.
Even if it breaks the bank, I'll do it.
$5 going to break the bank. I mean, but honestly, though, there's some great fucking songs on here. God, there's some really good songs on here. A couple, like Pitch Shifter, I've never heard of them. I've never heard of BTK. I've heard of every other band on here except for those two.
I never heard of Grin Spoon or Kidney Thieves.
I've heard of them. Kilgore, maybe actually Kilgore. I don't think I've heard of them. But anyway, we're perusing the internet because what the fuck are we going to talk about?
How exciting to watch somebody else just like surf the web. Like that's got to be the most exciting thing you could possibly do.
Unless like in post, I'm putting up like pictures and videos of me perusing. But
that'd
anyway,
be kind of fun.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cut this out.
Well, that was fun then.
So anyway, that's my origin story. It's been a while, or maybe Mud Shovel. I don't really know, but I never liked it. I really honestly never liked It's Been a While. I thought that song has always sucked. I remember also on MTV, they would play that video all the goddamn time, whether it was on TRL, because it was on TRL. They showed that shit on TRL with your Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and Britney Spears. I always hated that video. I always hated that song. I don't like it. I didn't like this record when it came out. I listened to this record. I hated it. And that's my origin story. What are we 24 years later, and we're listening to it with with a lot fresher ears. First impressions, I guess now. It's still not. It's really not a great record. It
never went away though. Like this is one of those songs that is so fucking just like, it's part of like the sphere of shitty music. It's just one of those things that, like Photograph by Nickelback's. Anytime anybody says Photograph, you go, look at this photograph. Yeah. And then here, if anybody ever says, oh, I think it's been a while, and then what are you gonna do? It's been a while. Like you, just
I literally made an Instagram post tonight showing, it's been a while since we recorded a new episode.
Exactly.
I mean, I literally made that stupid joke tonight on Instagram.
And because it's so bad, like it's kind of good because it's fun to make fun of, right? I don't know, that type of concept. But yeah, this song sucks. How many bangers do you have?
So I guess we're getting. So after I tell you my bangers, I guess we're just going to talk about It's Been a While and then talk about the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I have, I honestly don't. I wouldn't even call it a banger. It's just one of the better songs. I've one good song, one part of a song that's good. Most of them are okay, and then I have how many stinkers? I have 4 stinkers.
Okay.
I got 4 stinkers. What do you have?
All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I also have 4 stinkers, and I have everything else is okay at best.
Okay.
I don't have parts of songs that are good. I don't have things that are good. I have nothing positive to say about this record.
Nothing positive.
Actually,
That's
I do. I have one positive thing to say about this record, and the song "Open Your Eyes," how it starts off.
Yeah.
It's fucking rad. Like the first 20 seconds first 8 seconds of "Open Your Eyes" is fucking dope. It's
the
got this
opening
cool
song,
little
right?
like guitar lead thing that's going on, but then it immediately drops into Aaron's vocals, and then that's it. I'm lost. I'm gone. Done.
Talk about a singer that just kills all momentum
Yeah.
in every song on this record.
In every way possible, both like
Yeah.
lyrically and then also like visually, because the music videos, he's the fucking worst.
Yeah, the music videos. I mean, in the end, a lot of the music videos from these types of bands are pretty bad, except for some of the Korn videos. Most of these videos from the nu metal era are pretty fucking awful.
Yes.
So let's just get "It's Been a While" over with. I mean, that's obviously their most popular song and the song that we know the best out of all of them. And where does this sit from you, banger, stinker, or
This
where
is a
does
stinker, fucking through and through. This song sucks. It is not good. Like just because like we make fun and we know what this song is does not make it good, right? Like I know
Correct.
what a nuclear bomb is. It does not make it good. Like I know the song like the back of my hand. Does not make it good. It's a fucking stinker. It's garbage. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. It's predatory. It's predatory. Like that's what it is. It's fucking predatory for fucking peons, for people that just don't know the fuck to like listen to. Tell me what to like. I like Fight Club. Like fuck off, dude. It's so bad. I hate this song. The only thing I hate more than this song is its fucking video. I fucking hate this video.
Yeah.
Hate it.
I actually didn't get a chance to watch all the music videos thoroughly, so I kind of like skimmed through the videos. So you can kind of get it. You can kind of get an idea of the treatment of the videos and all that, what they were going for. But yeah, it was. And I remember, and also watching this video 100 times when I was a kid. You just kind of remember that shit. But yeah, it's been a while. This is definitely a stinker for me. So like I said, I have 4 stinkers. This is the best of the stinkers. Still not good, but it's the best of the stinkers. I mean, this is also this band, especially this song. They're a band and a song that is for people who don't like rock music, like people who like country that don't like rock music. That's what Stained is for. This is a rock band that a country person is going to go after, like a modern pop country person is going to tend to like or really go see live and buy their record and stuff like that. That's what this is. It's definitely not our thing, but I get why people love it. And also this record sold. So I was looking at all the stats on it. This record went platinum here in the United States. It went platinum in under 2 weeks.
Yep.
Under 2 weeks. And that's, if people don't know, outside of the U.S., platinum is 1 million records sold. And just in the United States. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking records from a band. And I know Limp Bizkit did it like in 2 days with Chocolate Starfish. Or was it a week that they went platinum? What was that record? They held the record.
Yeah,
they held the record for
sure a week. Like with Chocolate Starfish, for sure a fucking week.
Because I remember they held the record for a long time for the most albums sold, or the fastest selling platinum record in history. They held that for a while, but it might have been
an era. This was an era of music where people just like bought fucking CDs because one song was good, and then realized that this album fucking sucks, and then like that was it.
You and I did that too when we were kids, teenagers. We knew like 2 songs from a band, and we'd go to, the Warehouse, or we'd go to fucking Best Buy or Tower Records, and
it's true.
We'd buy a record based off of 1 or 2 songs, and then sometimes that record would fucking be terrible. So
I just stole them a lot from the warehouse.
like Harvey Danger, you know,
Dude,
one
you know
good
what's
song.
crazy? No, hold on there, dude. Because I actually listened to Harvey Danger yesterday. Because for whatever reason, I was like, man, I'm just tired of staying. I just can't do it anymore. So
Listen to
like
Harvey Danger.
So Carlotta Valdez came on, which is another song from Where Have All the Merrymakers Gone, which I've always liked outside of Flagpole Sitta. And I was like, damn, that song's actually really fucking good. Let me listen to the entire album. Dude, Harvey Danger, that record's pretty good. It's pretty solid. It's
Really?
pretty solid. Yes, it's a lot better than I remember. I think it has. I think it'll be more appreciated over like an Everclear. I know, like Skip when you're like, oh, God, I don't like it 'cause it's the same. But like, you should listen to the Harvey Danger record again. Where Have All the Merrymakers Gone? There's loud, there's soft, there's fast, there's slow. His vocal stuff, even though he sings the same, how he like kind of like puts it out there is different a lot of the times. And like obviously Flagpole Sitta is a beyond banger. It's like one of the best one-hit wonders of all time. It's fucking unreal. But the rest of the record's pretty damn good. Pretty solid. Like good enough to where if it came to the store, I'd take it home.
Actually, you know what band I was actually, I didn't mean to say Harvey Danger. I meant to say Dynamite Hack. That's what I meant to say.
Oh yeah,
I meant to say Dynamite Hack. But I honestly don't remember. I don't remember what the Harvey Danger record sounded like. I really don't. But actually, what I was like I said, what I was referring to was Dynamite Hack. Because Boys in the Hood, that cover is amazing. But the rest of that, well, debatable.
The best.
No, I don't know. But in the end, yeah, that Dynamite Hack record, at least from what I remember, it sucked. Maybe it is good. Maybe it's a Harvey Danger thing.
No, it's that time. I mean, again, I haven't listened to that record in a long time either. Since I did the whole Amazon buying things for $2 thing, I listened to the Dynamite Hack record in a long time, but it was not good. But Harvey Danger's good. Check it out. I'll put it on the list of things that you're not going to listen to for the year.
I finished that whole list.
You
That
did.
whole list of shit that you wanted me to listen to. I listened
But like
to it
the
all in a
point
week.
was
that I listened to it at that time.
There was a lot of pop punk stuff on there during pop punk season that had you listened to it, we could have talked about that specific weird kind of subgenre
Correct.
that we completely
yes, I
lost
know,
until
I know.
now. The hip hop stuff would have been fun to listen to like as we're doing hip hop season. Like yes, you did it all in one day, but doing it in one day completely defeats the purpose of why it was even on there in the first place.
So I'll be more
Proactive.
Proactive, yes, exactly. Thank you.
Exactly.
With this new list.
Look at the Exactly disease over here.
I do. What does that mean?
It means your face looks exactly like your butt.
There you go. Anyway, this episode is so dumb already.
Oh, so stained. So
Anyway, so it's been a while since
it's terrible. See, even like the instrumental parts of it is dumb. Like when it drops into like the heavy part, like why does he all of a sudden have a fucking mouthful of marbles? Right? Like it's
does.
so aggressive marble mouth.
But those four hits on that riff, that bum 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 bum, it's so power ballad. It's so hair metal power ballad. But when you throw a 7-string guitar into this, that's down tuned to C, then it's like this big heavy kind of like masterpiece power ballad. But it's no different than
garbage.
any bullshit you'd hear in the 80s. You know that's really what It's Been a While is. It's a power ballad from the 80s, but with down tuned 7-string guitars and 5-string basses. That's what it is, and a guy with marble mouth. That's what It's Been a While is.
It's a synthetic attempt at writing like a power ballad, because everything about this song, and even like the lyrics too, like I do feel a little bad because I feel like these lyrics are probably very meaningful to Aaron, and I feel like these lyrics are probably, he tried really hard, but because these songs suck so bad, I can't help but just fucking hate these lyrics. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying, because how you're saying it is garbage. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, I mean the lyrics are certainly something I want to talk about. So,
but not really.
Do you have anything else? I mean, do you have anything else lyrically on It's Been a While? Or are we kind of good musically on that?
It's stupid. It's superficial, right? Like I get it. It's been a while since you were fucked up and shit. Like, oh my god, your song still sucks. And I hate you.
Yeah, and okay, I guess just jumping into lyrics. Fine, whatever. Fuck it. I think I agree with you. His lyrics are very meaningful. He's extremely emotional, and he's very, very vulnerable, which you don't hear a lot of vocalists do, be this vulnerable. But it does sound kind of the way he sings, and it's just the way he sings is very Jonathan Davis-esque. And it comes off as a little disingenuous, but then also it's like the lyrics they do have meaning. Like they're not your normal pop punk kind of lyrics. They're not like just about typical heartbreak. There's something more emotional, and there's something a lot darker about his lyrics. But I don't feel like he's just not the best lyricist. I mean, honestly, he's not the best lyricist. And in the end, you and I are not the biggest lyric men. We're just, that's not our cup of tea. But since we've become lyric men over the last 4 or 5 years, we've done some bands who have some truly amazing lyrics, like dark lyrics. You get your Davey Havok. Yeah, a little pretentious and a little drama kid, but some of his lyrics are extremely dark on some of those records. Alex from Atreyu. Some very dark metaphors and dark moments on that first Atreyu record that we did. I mean,
it's just dude, welcome to fucking Earth, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody goes through dark shit, and like comparing him to like the greats, right? And especially like the '90s, like dude, he's not writing songs like Kurt Cobain. He's no fucking,
or even like Eddie
Scott
Vedder.
Weiland, and I don't fucking like these guys, but like I understand like their fight with addiction. Well, like Scott Weiland, Eddie Vedder, I don't give a fuck about these guys. They're boring. But like I understand and I get it and I can hear it in what you're. I don't like what you're doing, but I hear it there. With Aaron Lewis, like it's almost like a child, dude. It's like it's so superficial and bland and boring, and it's just like, ugh. Okay, so you're sad and like you had an addiction. Like, okay, ugh.
I think what it also is, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's a little bit derivative of what else was going on in the new metal season, because once again, this came out in 2001. Their first record came out in '96. Jonathan Davis and Korn set the bar. They set it fucking high, because the first 2 Korn records are just remarkable. They're fucking amazing. And I feel like what Aaron Lewis was doing on these early records was he was trying to be Jonathan. He was trying to channel Jonathan Davis. He was trying to channel Chino Moreno. I know you don't like Deftones and Chino.
There's a lot of Deftones and
there's a shit ton of Deftones. Yes, I agree. There is, but obviously Deftones did it a million times better. But I feel like it was a little bit
much.
It was still I mean, in the end, Aaron Lewis is a little bit derivative of Chino, of Jonathan Davis, and of Maynard from Tool. That's what I hear the most in his vocals, but he just never quite hits that range, hits that emotion, that vulnerability that those other guys do. And I get it, Jonathan Davis doesn't have the greatest lyrics, but the way he expresses himself is what sets him apart from literally every single singer out there, because nobody on this planet sounds like Jonathan Davis, and at that time was able to express themselves the way that Jonathan Davis was able to back in 1994 and 96.
That's a good point, because just because you have gone through some shit, right? Like everyone's gone through some shit, dude. Like everybody's got family members, friends, themselves who have gone through some shit. Why do you want me to buy your product just because you have gone through the same shit as me? So like sell me, right? How, like tell me how you've gone through your shit in a way that either like hits a chord with me, like emotionally, or is like, dude, that's fucking just, I'm connecting with that on a different kind of level. And Aaron Lewis doesn't do that. And I think he knew that he couldn't do it. And that's why like the first 2 records have sound nothing like everything else. And so this record comes out and it's like, well, I still have something to say. I'm not really good at saying it. I'm not really good at writing music. So why don't I just put out the most basic, bare bones, bottom of the barrel type of music, and it will fucking sell? Because like pop music fucking sells. It sells more than anything else ever. And I get it. But like as far as butt rock bands goes too, like 3 Doors Down is better than this shit. Puddle of Mud is better than this shit. Creed is better than this shit.
I would say
You're
yes.
Crazy.
Creed. I would say yes.
She
Creed
Hates
is
Me
better.
is a better song than anything that Stain has ever done.
Yes.
Yes.
To that song, and then also
Wes is a more
Wes Scanlon.
interesting front man, And just his like antics alone
but
are
I
more
mean,
interesting
honestly,
than anything Stain has ever done.
Wes Scanlon is like a truly poor man's Kurt Cobain, like 100%.
But he's still more interesting than anything Stain has ever done.
I mean, it's like
that song "Blurry" is better than anything Stain has ever done.
It's the same kind of comparison. You can compare Aaron. Fuck. Aaron. Why do I want to say Aaron Rodgers? I know his name. Wait, what is it?
Aaron Rodgers from the Packers?
From the pack. Wait. Oh my God, Aaron. What is this guy? I can't even think of his name right now.
Aaron, kind of like Ray Lewis, but not Ray Lewis.
Oh my God, I literally just said his name 10 minutes ago.
So Ray Lewis was a football player for keeping it football.
I know. Aaron Lewis. Jesus Christ. So Aaron Lewis is a poor man's Jonathan Davis. Wes Scanlon is a poor man's Kurt Cobain. That's what it is. They're one and the same. They're derivative of those respective bands.
I don't want to say those things
singers.
Because Wes Scanlon tried to be something, and it was
so
definitely
did Aaron Lewis.
No. Wes Scanlon tried to be something, and it was a poor man's Kurt Cobain. Aaron Lewis tried to be nothing, dude. Aaron Lewis is not like, you're giving too much credit, because being a poor man's like icon is still a lot of work, and to be a poor man's like Kurt Cobain or be a poor man's Jonathan Davis, that's
Korn
still
and Jonathan Davis are
art.
Pretty iconic. Korn and Jonathan Davis are pretty.
I'm literally giving nothing but praises to Korn right now, and you're still gonna fucking get mad.
I was
literally saying that being a poor man's anything means that you put effort into being a poor man's that. Right? If I'm going to be a poor man's Jonathan Davis, that means I need to know everything about Jonathan Davis and just do it half-assed. Aaron Lewis doesn't do that. He doesn't even do it like quarter-assed or 1/10 assed. He's just an ass. Everything about him is fucking boring. Honestly, the most interesting thing about Aaron Lewis is that he became a fucking MAGA Republican. Like, that's way more interesting than anything else musically that he's ever done. Just because, like, it makes people so fucking mad. But god damn, even that, he's boring at it. Like, good Lord.
So punk of him to become a MAGA Republican.
Yeah, a lot of punkers do grow up to be Republicans, so...
But also, defying kind of the status quo is a very punker thing too. Punk in general is stupid. Fuck punkers.
It's true.
Anyway, it's been a while since I said I'm sorry.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know what else to talk about on this. Let's move on to a couple other songs and even rap. I mean, honestly, we're over 30 minutes in. I wouldn't be opposed to wrapping it up.
Where the fuck did 30 minutes even come from?
I know. That's called a tangent, dude. All right, that's it. That's all we have for It's Been a While. Let's move on to, do we want to do a single? Do we want to kind of talk about a possible banger?
What good do you have to say? Because I don't have anything else good to say about the rest of this record.
So the song Pressure, the second song on the record.
Oh, man.
I'm not saying this is like a great song. I didn't even playlist this song, but if I had to pick one of the better songs off here, this would be it. Honestly, the guitar riff on here is pretty fucking solid. It's very good. The bass super loud in the mix. It just kind of like pummels you. Aaron has some good like outbursts in the verses. Like he it's a good way of just kind of like doing the melodic thing and then just kind of yelling, and just there's a lot of ups and downs in the verses. The chorus is pretty basic, but then the outro, solid outro, some great background screams, and just kind of just really just pushing it at the end, and I like it. I dig it.
Push it.
Yes.
Yeah, this song is it's like at best summed up as fine. This is fine. It's not a stinker for me. Definitely nothing even fucking remotely close to being a banger, but it's fine. Every time I listen to this album, I listen to this album a lot, like fucking 6 times, because I just couldn't get through it.
Jesus Christ!
Not 6 times front to back, more like the first 4 songs at once, and then the middle 4 the next day, and the last 4 the next day, and then the odd numbers, and the even. I just couldn't get through this shit. But this is one of the ones where I was like, okay, this is fine. I can get through this song no problem. But that's it.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a song. It's really not that bad. Lyrically, it's just about his depression, self-medicating, possibly from the pressures of being in a band, trying to make fans happy, this and that. And in the end, that's what a lot of his lyrics are about. It's about his depression, anxiety, a lot of that, suicidal ideations. I mean, there was a point where he almost committed suicide. No, I don't think it was during this record. I think it was during the Dysfunction record. He almost committed suicide. So, I mean, there's some dark moments. He talks about his childhood a bit, and just a little bit about society in general, which you kind of touched upon earlier. But in the end, most of this record is about his depression and how he views the world. So
yeah, and again, it's not trying to knock like the feeling and the emotions that he's going through. I'm just knocking the fact of like, why should I care if I'm going to give you money, if I'm going to like pay for your concert tickets or T-shirts or CDs or whatever? Like, why should I care, as opposed to just like anybody else, right? Like, I'm not made of fucking money here. And like I spent any money on Spotify or whatever, but it did take time out of my week listening to this shit. And there's just nothing here for me to care outside of just like, I feel bad for a dude that's gone through some shit. Just like I would anybody else, just feeling bad for like the guy that goes from AA to the liquor store next to my record store. I feel bad for that guy in the same way I feel bad for Aaron Lewis. But I'm not going to like fucking go to that guy's concert or nothing. Cause
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe honestly, that guy probably writes better fucking music.
God damn.
This shit sucks, dude. It's fucking bad. I literally have nothing nice more to say. It only gets worse.
Fine. I mean, I don't
we haven't
have
talked
very
about
many
the videos yet, and the videos the videos are bad.
I mean, honestly, the last kind of nice thing I have to say about this record, maybe not the last thing, but so this is not a banger, but there's a section of a song that's a banger, and it's in the song "Change." I think it's the fifth or sixth song on the record.
Just like fucking the most mediocre songs you like. Just like literally the most like songs that sound like you can blend in, right? Like the Where's Waldo of the songs. Just throw them in there and see if you can pick them out. Like, no, just so bland.
I mean, in the end, most of these songs have that quiet, loud dynamic, which a lot of new metal did. Even Korn did it a lot. The high and lows, the quiet and the loud, and that's what this song is for sure. But it's the bridge. The bridge in this song is really fucking rad. It's a very Deftones style breakdown, like early Deftones, where we're talking about, Adrenaline and Around the First, especially Adrenaline, more that style, where some really gnarly fucking screaming from Aaron, and who knows, maybe a couple of other guys in the band, but it has that early Deftones style breakdown, and I thought it was super rad. But other than that, yeah, the song is pretty mediocre and more of the same that you hear on this record. And this record's like 50 minutes long or some shit like that. Wait, let me find out exactly. Hold on, let me see exactly.
I just can't believe that you think like given that like someone is saying, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna dump you off in a prison cell. You get one record for the rest of your life. You're choosing this over like Puddle of Mud. You're choosing this over Poison." That's
okay,
fucking
mind
stupid. That's
I have
stupid.
I have not listened to that Puddle of Mud record. Like there are a couple of their popular records in almost 20 years now, or over 20 years now. I haven't listened to a lot of them in a long time. Now, when it comes to like you and I had this discussion off the pod. So so we did Poison on this podcast back in maybe 2020 or 2021, and to me,
we first started collecting.
Poison to me was the worst thing we've ever done on this podcast. That week of having to go through all those Poison records and break down what is it? Look what the cat dragged in. Wasn't that the record? I almost said Cat Scratch Fever, but that's Ted Nugent. And that was the hardest week for me. We've done a lot of bad stuff, or at least bands that have a lot of bad records, but maybe a couple good ones. But Poison, it was all bad. Like there was nothing that made that band good or great. At least with Stained, their first record is solid. Second record, it's okay. Everything after that, mediocre to bad. But Poison, all bad. That was the worst week we've ever done on the podcast. Hands down.
At least with Poison, it's interesting. And I'll take interesting over bad any day of the week.
Only interesting
any
because
day of the week.
Poison were only interesting because of the extracurriculars and all the fucking stupid dumb shit they did outside of
course.
the band.
That week that week was not a hard week. It was a fun week because it was like, damn, this band sucks.
Listening to the music was terrible, but reading all the stories was fun.
But
But
this
otherwise,
week was fucking hard because this band absolutely sucks.
and there wasn't a lot to read about this band. Like they don't.
They suck.
There's, I mean,
garbage.
even like the recording of this record, for as successful as this record was and is, and how many records it sold, there's not a lot written about it, about the songs in particular, the recording process, the equipment, nothing about that. And I read too that this record cost them $800,000 to make.
No.
How does it cost $800,000
Lord.
to make this? I mean, sonically, it's a great sounding record. It really is. The production, it sounds great.
It just sounds like a pop record. Like it sounds
but
fine.
All the tones and all that kind of shit. All
Because
that stuff
there's
is
nothing
really good.
going on. Of course, you can
But what
get
I'm
like
saying,
the best tones
that's
out of it
good.
because nothing else is going. There's nothing else there to muddle the guitar tones. There's nothing else there to like overlap the bass lines. There's nothing else there to drown out the drum parts. Like everybody in this band sucks, and like we've been shitting on Aaron Lewis the whole time. But I don't even know the other fucking guys' names. But they do nothing. They do absolutely fucking nothing. There was not one point in this entire discography where I was like, oh, damn, that was a good fucking bass line to make me think that, oh, that bass player might be actually really good. He's just holding back because he wants to make some money. Like, no, this band sucks in every fucking way.
There were certainly moments on this record, or moments in certain songs, that I thought, damn, dude, this sounds a lot like Incubus during the during the Make Yourself era. Like, there's some bass moments or like verses that remind me of the Morning View album,
Yes.
or that remind me of like early Limp Bizkit, like Sam Rivers kind of bass playing. But then it's looped. Like it's just a loop of a few notes. But then there's no like a cool transition into into a chorus or into something else. So, like, you'll get like one loop of a kind of cool bass line, but then that's all you get. Guitar wise, I mean, yeah, it's cool. You played a 7-string guitar, you down tuned it to C or A, or A, much like all the Korn guys did, or every other new metal band did. A lot of these guys were doing it at the time.
This is like some fucking
he was playing
going
an
to fucking Guitar Center, like, Mommy, I want that one. And then
I want an Ibanez
guitar.
guitar. I want the Ibanez 7-string guitar
and then plays
that Korn
this.
plays.
Fuck yourself. Get out of here. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Dude, Wes Borland does more with 3 notes, 2 notes for break stuff than you can ever possibly do with a 7-string guitar. Go fuck yourself.
Even look at fucking Wes Borland now. Whenever they play Nookie, he plays that 4-string guitar with the shortened neck. Have you seen that shit that he plays?
Yeah.
He doesn't even have the bottom 3 like high strings.
Fuck.
It's just the top 4. It's fucking super sick.
Pusa, they only had he played 4-string guitar.
He did, yeah. You're right. He did, yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah, dude, like that's just that's so gross.
And these guys
too.
are playing 7-string guitars, 5-string basses, and I get it. Like it could be a great thing. Like Korn did it spectacularly with the 7-string and 5-string bass, the 7-string guitar, 5-string bass. They did it great. Steve Vai, great 7-string guitar player.
See, I'm not even like comparing this band Stain to like good bands. I'm comparing this band Stain to like other shitty bands of this genre, like Nickelback, like Creed, like Three Doors Down.
Yeah.
Well, they're not as good as any of them.
That's another thing I wanted to talk about, because we did Creed maybe 2 years ago. We did, I forgot Human Clay. We did Human Clay.
Yeah.
And honestly, that first record that Creed did, it really wasn't that bad. Even Human Clay, it wasn't a terrible record. Yeah, Scott Stapp is a little insufferable, and he can be kind of obnoxious, but some of those songs were cool, and maybe it's just nostalgia, but hearing some of the cheesy, like the song Higher from Creed, dude, that song is fucking kind of good though. That song is actually kind of fucking good.
That song sucks.
No, dude, Higher is kind of a really good song. Like, if you could just get past the fact that Scott Stapp is insufferable, that song's really fucking good. The song Higher from Creed is a really good song. It really is. With Arms Wide Open, it's cheesy as hell, but goddamn, it's so much fun. Like, at least Creed was
I'm saying Creed's better for sure.
Creed was so over the top. They were so over the top up their own asses that it was almost charming. Like, in hindsight, it was almost charming. But with Stained, it's just not that. It was so moody. It was just so of its time in nu metal. They weren't breaking any barriers. They weren't doing anything great. They were just mid-level.
Wrapping it up? Is that
No, I'm not wrapping it up. I mean, we could, but I'm not. Anyway, let's move on to some more stinkers, because I really have not that much more to say positive wise at all.
I only have one more thing that I really want to get in before if we do wrap it up, and that's just the video for Fade. I've always hated, just like in any movie, video, whatever, when especially when lead singers do it, is they're looking down at the ground and then the camera's already panning on their face, and at the last moment before the camera pans away or cuts off, they put their eyes up and look at the camera instead of looking at the ground. You know, watch movie right here. Watch. They go like this.
I'm watching.
They go pew, like that, and then it cuts away. I fucking hate that with like an absolute passion. I can't stand that. And he does that in Fade. And it's like the first thing, and it's like, dude, are you trying to be a model, or are you a fucking lead singer of a hard rock band? Like, go fuck yourself. Get out of here. Fuck this band, dude. I'm even more mad now.
Honestly,
I hate
like
this band.
I going back and watching these videos, or kind of skimming through these videos earlier today, I completely forgot about them. But the moment I started going through them, I was instantly brought back to my 11, 12, 13-year-old self. And just remembered, like, man, I remember how much I hated this song, how bad it looked. Like, for example, the Fade video, like just that CGI, like they're playing like in a clock tower or some shit like that.
Fucking
like
dumb.
it looks so bad. But it's of its time. A lot of videos look bad at the time. So that's not. I mean, that's kind of a knock to them. But it was just this band was making so much, or the record company was making so much money that they could just throw at the band to make videos. And I mean, this was like top of the line CGI in 2001, so I get it. But, 23 years later, it looks like shit. It honestly
does. It looks like
shit.
absolute dog shit. It's garbage. And that's not even the worst video. The worst video is outside. That's the worst fucking video. And it's funny because the video is about like the band's. First of all, there's a guy like outside of the wall, and he peeps in this little peephole, and imagine like you hear this rock band, right? You hear this fucking metal band, and you peep through the peephole to see who's playing, and everybody's sitting down playing acoustic guitars, playing a dumb fucking ballad. First of all, that sucks. Fuck that. But then like this kid builds his wall to like climb over the wall and hit the animation that shows when he's falling. Oh, dude, it's so bad.
I don't remember
it's
that.
So bad. But then I couldn't help but think, I was like, that's kind of funny. Like you made a thing about like the kid trying to climb over the wall to get to you, and now you're like heavily MAGA and very Republican, and you probably hate Mexicans, so you're on the other side of the wall trying to keep people out. I thought that was kind of ironic and funny. He's been on kind of both sides of the wall there.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that video fucking sucks, and that song fucking sucks.
Yeah, honestly, Outside is the worst song on this record, hands down. That is my
fucking garbage.
That's my biggest stinker. And until
stinkiest stinker.
I'm actually kind of like running through the video real quick, and I just saw the part where he's falling off the other side of the wall.
Oh my god,
dude, it's really bad.
It's so
really,
bad.
really bad. Holy shit, that is terrible. But it's so of its time. Like there were so many videos that had this kind of like cheesy like not point of view shot, but just like a shot of just like their face, but like with the fake background behind them, and the walls like falling behind them.
It's just terrible. Like it's just him sitting there like this, and he's probably going back and forth. But then they had the animation with the wall falling behind him, and it just looks like absolute garbage.
So bad.
It's like, come on, man! Like a big budget band. Like this is how much money you spent making this record, and this is the video we got. Come on, you're better than this.
Yeah. So like going back to the budget of this record too, $800,000 to make this record, but then they sold, if I'm not mistaken, the first week of this record coming out, they sold 817,000 copies of this record.
Get fucked.
That right there, and the label Interscope was, I believe they were under Interscope. Interscope was worried that they weren't going to make up that budget, because that's a lot of money. I mean, for any band, $800K is a lot of money, and they were worried that Stain weren't going to be able to do it, but they did it in less than a week. Less than a week, they made up that budget,
rocked them all, and
plus more. I mean, it still boggles my mind how many records this band has sold. I mean, it's somewhere in the realm of over 20 million. I think it's over 20 million records this band has sold. That,
I mean, like, does it really boggle your mind though? Like,
I mean, for
think
this
about
guy,
how much records like Nickelback has sold, and 3 Days
Yeah,
Grace, and Breaking
that's true,
Benjamin.
too.
Like, fucking A, dude.
That's true too. Yeah,
Like, dude, normies like this shit.
that's true. So, and going back a little bit more too, back to Outside. I honestly completely forgot about this song until we decided to do this band on the podcast.
Yeah.
Completely. The only song I remembered off of this record was "It's Been a While," and then when I listened to it, I remember every single off this. I forgot about Outside. I forgot about Fade. I forgot about Epiphany. And then once I listened to them, it was like this. It was almost like this nostalgia thing that I just ran into when I heard these songs again, because it's been over 20 years since I heard some of these songs, but they all suck. Like every stinker for me are the singles off this record. Are the
And
four
Epiphany.
singles.
Epiphany's fucking garbage.
It is. It's terrible. Fucking terrible. God, this it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, this record fucking sucks.
And I don't know.
That's all I got. I don't know. I'm like nothing. There's only so much I can beat on this record without like repeating myself. On, like,
I guess like
things.
one of the kind of like going back to "It's Been a While," maybe just because we haven't really talked about it. But the way that Aaron wrote this song, I thought was kind of cool. They were on the Family Values tour. It was before this record was even, nothing was written for this record yet. He was still writing that song, and weird. He was still writing the song, and Fred Durst liked it so much, what he had already written. So Fred and Aaron would go out on stage, just the two of them, and Fred would just kind of watch Aaron play this song, and he wrote the song on stage. He was improvising the song almost every night, writing it, and he had he even said the lyrics to "It's Been a While," they're nonsensical. Like they don't mean anything because it was all written on stage. It was all improvised. Not to say that makes the song better or good, but it's just a fun story, a fun part of the Stained lore, that it was all kind of written on stage with Fred Durst. So there you go.
Cool.
Also,
yeah, that's something.
Isn't it also weird that Fred Durst essentially discovered Stained and he discovered Puddle of Mud? Weird. I don't know.
I get Puddle of Mud. Stained, I honestly don't. I find that story complete bullshit. Whereas like Fred Durst hated their first record, but like no, dude, that's just what you say because if Fred Durst had said, "Oh yeah, I like their first record, and I thought I could change them into something that can make me money," which is essentially what I think Fred Durst did. He saw a band that's like, "Dude, your first record is actually really, really good, but you're not gonna make no money off of that." That's why $3 Bill, y'all, is like nothing like anything else they've ever fucking done.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Hey, I like your first record a lot, but let's make some money if you want." And like that's where that's why he signed fucking Stained.
Because once again, Fred Durst, he was an A&R guy. He was
but
also an A&R guy
I
for a
don't
long
buy
time.
the story. I don't buy the story for a fucking second. Where Fred Durst was flabbergasted by their artwork, and they was just so I would never. So no, I would never. Get the fuck out of here. No fucking way. That's bullshit. Fred Durst saw an opportunity. He took it. Good for him. Good for Stain too, because they fooled us into making a fucking podcast about him. So they wasted 2 hours of our time and fucking a whole week's worth of listening. And the amount of people that came into the store and were like, "Hey, who is this? Who is this?" And I'd be like, "It's Stained." Like, "Oh, do you have any Stained?" Like, "No, dude, no. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here."
I always like hearing the stories because if people don't know, Jeff owns a record store out in Arizona, and so he listens to a lot of the shit that we listen to on the podcast in the store. And I always like hearing people's reactions to certain things. So I do like that people were actually asking about Stained. It
was mostly like later Stained too. It wasn't their first. It was nothing Break the Cycle before. It was always after that.
Yeah.
And it just
the worst stuff.
And then of course like they inevitably will bring something up to pay for and check out, and I judge them so fucking harshly based on what they buy. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. You're buying John Denver's greatest hits. You're buying Steve Miller Band. You're buying, Eagles. Like I get it. You're a nobody. Get the fuck out of here. Piss off."
That's great. Love it. I love
Go
it. Well,
fuck
there was
yourself.
one band recently that maybe not recently, maybe like a year ago when you guys kind of first opened, and it was a band that you don't really like, but a lot of people were asking about it. It was a band that I love, but a lot of people were asking about, like, oh, this is really good. Who is this? Or do you have this record? What was it? Was
we
it
did on the
Wednesday
pod?
13? Yeah.
Oh, it was Wednesday 13. It was this
Okay.
one specific fucking guy too. Actually, like the day we decided to do Wednesday 13, and I was listening to it, and some guy's like, "Dude, is this Wednesday 13?" I was like, "Oh my god."
I love it.
How do you even fucking know that? I was like, that's so annoying.
That's what I love. That's what
You're
I
an
love.
asshole. Fuck off. So, like, I told that guy to fuck off. I banned him.
You banned him from
Nah,
the
not
store.
really.
Put his picture up on the door.
No one's gotten banned. One guy refused to come back after I called him out, but he wasn't banned. I have a video of it actually. The
Oh yeah,
alter-
you told me about that. Yeah, I remember that
altercation.
story. Yeah.
You gotta watch the video. It's a good video.
I don't think you've sent me the video. I haven't seen that one.
I don't know. It's on a Ring thing because like as he came in, I was like, oh, this fucking asshole again. So I had to like sign back in real quick to our Ring and like turn on the camera so it records. And it took me a minute. But it's on the Ring. I don't know how to download it and then send it. So
Technology, right?
that's too much.
I do. There was one time when I was at your store with you and Sloan, and some guy came in with like two crates of records, and it was all chud. Barbra Streisand, Lawrence Welk, all that kind of crap. And you're like, hey man, I'm sorry, but I can't give you anything for it. Like you could leave it here, but I can't give you anything for this. And he was like visibly like pretty upset about it. And then he left, and then that trash can right outside your store.
Oh,
he just
you were
left
there for
everything-
that?
Yeah, he just left everything at that trash can. And someone was
Oh,
like, "What the
dang.
fuck? Are you serious?" And Sloan like ran out there, and was going through it, and it's like, "Come on, man, this is all chud." Like even
He didn't-
Sloan doesn't even want this.
He didn't leave everything by the trash can. He threw it in the trash bag.
Yeah.
That dude was mad. I was like,
Yeah,
dude, this is fucking garbage.
It was
People get
all
so
chud.
sentimental about their bullshit. Like, bro, this is fucking garbage.
But also the guy who came in with those records, he was like maybe 40, 45. Like
They weren't
this
his
guy wasn't.
records.
They were like his grandparents' records or
Yeah,
some
you
shit
weren't
like
alive
that.
with this shit. Get the fuck off. Get out of here.
He just dumped them all right there in the trash can outside your store.
That's a bitch move too. That makes me like. That just reaffirms like, good. I'm glad I didn't give you a goddamn dime because you're a little bitch.
It was good.
Butthole.
It was good.
Good.
Good. More for me and you.
Let's rate, review, and subscribe. I'm
yeah.
done.
I'm done too. Like,
Stick
I
a
got
fork in me.
nothing else.
I'm done.
Yeah. All right. So let's give our final thoughts on the Stained record, Break the Cycle. Let's rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
I had no expectations for Stained because It's Been a While sucks. And I thought like, it's probably all going to sound like that. So like I wasn't expecting much. I got less than that, to be honest. And this was tough because this band is not good in any way. All of their members are terrible. Like nobody has any song where it's like, oh, let's let the guitarist do his fucking thing and show everybody that he's a classically trained guitarist and he knows his shit. No. Or let the bass player fucking run loose on a couple songs. No. Or even the drummer. How about some cool, like, I don't know, weird kind of time signature beats that we can dick around with? No. Like, this band sucks, dude. This band is not good in any way, shape, or form. And we talk about butt rock bands and doing butt rock season. This has to be the worst of it. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way any band is worse than this. And like, there's no way Breaking Benjamin is worse than this. There's no way fucking. Again, I like Three Doors Down. I think. I thought I did. That song Kryptonite's better than anything Stain's ever fucking done. Even their first 2 records. Kryptonite fucking slays. That's a banger of a song.
That Kryptonite song is terrible.
That's a banger of a song. What the fuck? Citizen Soldier? Remember that shit?
Oh my
When we go
god,
to
that is
Cinemapolis?
the worst. Citizen Soldier is the worst. And what made it even worse is that a friend of the pod, Ryan, like he genuinely loved that song. And it made me so mad. It made me so mad every time he talked about how good that song was.
Ryan liked the song because he liked the song. John liked the song because it's a very like pro kind of military armed forces song.
That's his
So
thing,
like,
yeah.
but like John could care less about the actual music portion of it. So like 2 of our friends liked a shitty song for different reasons. But yeah, that song fucking sucks. But even I don't know, dude. Like 3 Days Grace, like better. I do think Puddle of Mud is better than fucking Stained. And Nickelback. Like, we almost did Nickelback a couple times on the pod. For fucking sure, Nickelback is better than Stained. Stained is the worst, dude. This band sucks. And Aaron Lewis only got fucking worse. And I don't know. I have nothing nice to say. This band sucks, dude. This is a zero. This is a zero. This is a zero. Like, why would you ever need to listen to this?
I don't think you've given a 0 to anything. I think even the Poison record. I think the Poison record you didn't even give a 0 to.
Poison's a 1. I give Poison a 1.
Oh man.
Like, with that many nicknames, with CC DeVille, right? Fucking playing like that's a self-given nickname. Okay, like CC DeVille. Like, I gave myself that nickname. That guy's gonna shred. Nope. He sucks balls at guitar. Like, this is a 0, dude. There's no redeeming quality to this whatsoever. All this does is this does more harm than good. That's what this record is. That's what this band does. This band does more harm than good to music.
Okay, all right. It 0 out of 3.
It furthers like the idea that, like, oh yeah, fuck it. Let's just peg ourselves down to the lowest common denominator to make a buck, and it's just like that devalues art in general. I think, like, painters should be upset at Stained. People that, like, fucking, I don't know, write poetry should be upset at Stained. Anybody that has anything to do with art in general should be upset at Stained for devaluing art in general.
Okay. All right.
This band is like art terrorism is what it is. Artistic terrorism.
All right. So final thoughts, which actually we didn't actually get into at all, was this goes into my wrap up. Josh Abraham produced this record,
Abraham.
And when you look at the other records that he's produced, a lot of big nu metal albums, whether or not you like them, a lot of nu metal records. He did the first 2 Orgy records, Candy Ass and Vapor Transmission. He did Cold Chambers Chamber Music. He did Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish. He produced that record.
Parts of it. Not all of it.
Not all, but he did some of it, yeah. He did a dope record. He did Unwritten Laws Elva, which honestly, Elva is a great sounding record. He produced and mixed that record. He did a Static X record. He's done obviously the few Stain records. He did the Velvet Revolver Contraband record, which is not a great record, but sonically, great sounding record. He mixed. He had some mixing credits on Make Believe from Weezer. He did some
big thing about him. What's the big thing about him?
What's the big thing? I don't know.
The big thing about him is that he realized those records are stupid and are not going to make him any money. And then he transitioned into what? What type of producer? A pop producer. He transitioned to recording for Pink and Justin Bieber.
Adam Lambert, Carly Rae Jepsen.
That's the shit we're making money. Just like Stain, baby boy.
Which you can't knock him for.
You make good records all day. You can make iconic, historic records for the heads all day. But that's not going to bring home the bacon. Justin Bieber's going to bring home the bacon.
Right,
and even the producer of this shit fucking record, of this shit fucking band, understood that, damn, dude, this sucks and I hate it. But it made me money. So, Justin Bieber, check.
So yeah, I wanted to throw that out there.
Even he's a sellout. Even the producer's a fucking sellout.
Whatever he's put out. I mean, he's worked on some great records.
Do what you got to do to feed your family.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking
which is
that.
fine.
But
Yeah,
I'm still going to call you a
it.
fucking sellout. I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to call you a sellout. And again, that's artistic terrorism. I don't give a shit.
Okay. So yeah, final thoughts on this one on the record. I don't think this is a very good record. It's past its prime. It's past the nu metal prime. Let's just say that. Like I mentioned earlier, this is every nu metal band had already done this in 98 and 99. This came out in 2001. This is and those bands in 98, 99, they had already kind of pioneered the genre, and this is late stage nu metal. This is where these record labels
it's not past the prime though, right? Like, dude, Drowning Pool is fucking amazing. Iowa, that came out in 2001.
Well, yeah,
Toxicity
but Iowa
came out in 2001.
I know, I get it,
That's
but this
wild.
But going back to this is for more the mainstream fans, more the mainstream listeners.
It's going to be historic if it was good, for sure.
And but also, this is, like I mentioned earlier, this is a record for people. There you go. You doing the hand thing.
It's too much nice. It's too much nice. Why are you so nice?
I'm not being nice.
When we do like pop punk stuff, you rail and rail and rail. But when we do Stain,
what I'm doing,
you defend.
I'm not defending.
What in
All
the
I'm
fucking?
saying,
What in the actual fuck is going on here?
I'm not defending. All I'm saying is that this is, and I mentioned it earlier, this is a band for people who like country music to get into rock music. This is like a country fans rock band. That's what.
So
Stand
it's
are.
good. I don't. What,
No,
are you
it's
saying
not good.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just. I'm just. This is why I think
Your
they're-
fucking review.
they're-
Your thing better be sub 1 or.
Whatever. We've
Well, we're
already
in
talked
trouble.
enough.
Well, we're in
We've already
trouble.
I'm not even going to finish.
There's
You
no
can't.
fucking
You won't
way
even
this
let me
deserves a
finish. You
1.
won't even
Because
let me
it's-
finish.
I can't let you finish because it's too stupid.
With that being said, you okay? Anybody, if you're only listening, you hear that clicking sound. That's Jeff's hand. He's opening and closing his hand very fast because apparently I'm talking
Too much
too much.
clicking sound.
And this is
No,
a
it's too much
throwback.
positivity.
And this is the throwback to his dad who went to the bank years and years and years ago, and the bank teller was trying to make small talk with his dad, and his
trying
dad
to be-
literally
trying to be a
a nice
human.
person. Yeah, and your dad, Jeff's dad, was being so rude about it and just did that to her.
Just trying to be a nice person. Just trying to be a good dude.
Your dad was wild. Your dad was wild, man. Anyway, my ranking, I'll give it a 1 out of 3.
How?
Only because
Why do you need to listen? Why? For what reason?
because it holds a place in nu metal and rock history. I don't think it's
Where?
great or good.
How?
I feel like they were like I said earlier or on the rankings episode, they were a gateway band into rock music, into metal music, into nu metal music. They're a gateway band, and that's why they deserve to be listened to at least once. Because if you know nothing about rock music and you like country music or pop music, this might be a band that is for you. So that's why.
No.
There you go.
Nah.
Well, it's true, dude. It's
Nah.
true, dude.
Nah.
So-
This legit does not deserve a 1. 1, 2, being true to our rankings, even though you give fucking 3s out like they're Halloween candy. It's all you fucking do. 1, true to our rankings is you should listen to it once, but never again. There's no reason to listen to this once. Their first 2 records, those are at least a 1 for sure. Listen to them once, but never again. There's no reason why, like, after their second record could cease to exist on the face of this earth, and nobody give a fuck. Even all little butt rock buttholes, they don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Butt rock buttholes.
Oh, I love Stain and Fight Club and 300. And what else do you like?
I don't know. Anyway, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I don't want to talk about Stain ever again.
This would come down to just arguing over something that nobody even likes.
Nobody cares. It's so fucking stupid. All right.
Just
Well,
for the
thank you all
sake
for
of fucking
listening.
arguing, that's,
Thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you watch on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Thanks for listening to the Spite episode of the podcast. Next week we're doing something big, something grand, something we've never done before. So
something exponentially better, but maybe
a lot better, yes.
still not great. I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. But they have a lot of record, and here's a hint: they have 20 records, and we are ranking all 20 records. 20 records.
Are
So
we
there
doing
you
the full
go.
solo records too, or no?
No, we are not doing the solo
Big
records. We are
hint.
just doing. And they made a movie. They made a movie in the 70s. Anyway, that's it. That's all.
Oh, fuck.